November the 18th, 2024. Guys, good morning, everyone. It's 8:38 p.m. Central Time, overcast. You can see the sun trying to burn through there. Very nice temperature, 66 degrees outside right now. Can't beat it. What we're looking at is some of the repercussions of the vote going over to the Republicans. And this article is saying that Trump team is weighing court-martials for officers who oversaw the Afghanistan withdrawal. You know, that was definitely a court-martial effect. It was treasonous, and it was a terrorist act. And guys, I'll pull this down and show you. It's got the pictures of the Marines that lost their lives, and a lot of the guard dogs and things like that were abandoned, and they were slaughtered. And a lot of Afghanistanis were killed also that were working in and around the base, I guess, cooperating with Americans. And so what you saw, some even fall off that big plane that took out that was on the news. They were several hundred feet high when they fell off the wheel wells and stuff. They knew that they were going to die, and it was a sudden change. All of a sudden, the most powerful U.S. base, probably largest anywhere, especially in the Middle East, with billions of dollars worth of new equipment handed over to the enemy and killing our troops that were there and our K-9s. Guys, if that's not a terrorist, then what is? And my point of doing this video is the fact that they're talking about the gangs coming out of Nicaragua that are in Aurora, Colorado, and many states now. Tennessee is saying they're there, and they're going around basically taking over apartment complex. You've seen the deal, right? Trump's talking about they will be declared or a national terrorist organization. But who is the greatest terrorist organization on the planet right now? Who is it? Can you name it? I'm sure you all can. It's the Democrats. Look what they've done around the world in the last 4 years. Look what has happened here. How do you define a terrorism? You kill people, you cross the border, you kill people, and you don't even get put in jail for very long. You steal, you raid the Social Security, Medicare. That's terrorism. That's like somebody getting and hacking your bank account, these domestic terrorist hackers. But the other things that the Democrats have done, the lawfare against the American people, guys, against Trump, against every one of us, in many ways, raising our taxes, forcing the vaccine on everyone, the mandates, and all of the crimes that are being done to this nation. Terrorists would come in, raid all the stores in California to where they were broke and had to move. That's terrorist organizations, and that was allowed to happen with the Democrats. That should be, maybe someone will make this a hashtag somewhere, is we need to declare the Democrats a national terrorist organization. The political teams and the people that have a terrorist organization, guys, would come in and rig the voting machines in order to overthrow a government. That's terrorism. Trump and them, they're doing the right thing here, but America needs to wake up to the greatest terrorism threat there is. It's not Russia. It's not North Korea. It's not in the Middle East. It's in the U.S., and it is the Democratic Party. Sorry to say it, guys. I'm not talking about the people that are naive enough to vote for these fools, but the ones running the show, all of the judges and all that were attacking people, the DAs that were attacking people, knowing it was a lie. Those are, again, the greatest signs of the greatest terrorist organization ever. Billions of dollars stolen from here and sent overseas. Anyway, Donald Trump's transition team is making a list of senior military officers who oversaw the disastrous 2021 withdrawal of U.S. forces from Afghanistan, and considering the possibility of court-martialing them to for their failings, according to two sources. Guys, they didn't fail anything, and the media needs to get this right, even the conservative media. They were not stupid. They didn't fail at doing anything. They did exactly what they went out to do. They succeeded. It was a terrorist event. I'm tired of this, not everybody saying they're dumb, they're evil. There's a difference. Excuse me. They're taking it very seriously. A source who claims to have knowledge of this initiative. The most notorious incident of the chaotic withdrawal was the August 26, 2021 suicide bombing at Abbey Gate, just outside of Hamad Karzai International Airport in the Afghan capital of Kabul. 13 U.S. service members and more than 170 Afghan civilians were killed. In the following days, a U.S. airstrike intended to kill the leader of the Islamic State and still killed 10 innocents. The rapid collapse of the U.S.-sponsored Afghanistan government allowed enormous quantities of U.S. weapons to fall into the hands of the Taliban terrorist organization. No longer can we play with these people. They are more dangerous, guys. The Democrats are more dangerous than anybody that's crossed the border. They allowed it. They paid for it with our money. And, guys, I don't know what else to say, but let's take a look at this. This is the faces. These people have parents, wives, kids, loved ones, right here. 13 U.S. service members were killed by a suicide bomber. And remember, they were told not to fire on the bomber. They said, we see him. He's out there. We can see him. And they said, don't fire on him. Why? Greatest terrorist organization in the world. And God bless their kids. Look at them. And look at what kind of demonic, treacherous, treasonous, terrorist organization would do that. Now, they're talking about Milley may resign, one of the great traitors, one of the leaders of this terrorist organization. But the president can recall him just long enough for a court-martial trial by law. Now, the article has Pete Hegseth's name spelled wrong. It's an H that goes there, but that happens. He's the Fox News host that Trump has appointed as Secretary of Defense, has leveled his own withering criticism at senior military officers in his book, The War on Warriors. These generals lied, they mismanaged, they violated their oath, they failed, they disgraced our troops and our nation, they got people killed unnecessarily, and to this moment, they keep their jobs. Worse, they continue to actively erode our military and its values by capitulating to civilians with radical agendas. They are an embarrassment with stars still on their shoulder. It's not an embarrassment, it's a terrorist threat. According to NBC sources, the transition team's Afghanistan Accountability Initiative is being led by Matt Flynn, who previously served as a Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Counter Narcotics and Global Threats. A North Carolina Army National Guard member, he has also held roles at the Department of the Interior, the White House, Department of State, and Congress. Sounds like the right people on the job, but immediately they should declare the Democratic platform a world terrorist organization, dismember it. If they want to form another party, whatever they want to try to do, but they need to be called in. Every senator, congressman that came in there and lied about things, the Russia collusion, all of that, they need to be held as traitors to the nation. They lied, they stole, and they committed murder in many cases. Look at what they're doing still to this day, arresting new J6 members. But something's got to be done with these people. Now, this is a picture, guys, of Matt Flynn. I think General Flynn's going to get back involved in some cases with the transition team. And it's really going to be good, guys, to see some new faces up there. This is Matt Flynn. It's going to be on the Trump Transition Team's Afghanistan Withdrawal Accountability Project. And this is going to be he's going to be leading this. Let's look at what it says just under there. Now, news of the potential prosecution of senior officers comes after early reports that the Trump Transition Team would establish a warrior board retired senior military personnel, that's where I think General Flynn will come back in, which would be granted the power to review 3- and 4-star officers and recommend any removals of those deemed unfit for leadership. Such a board would likely target generals and admirals who've embraced the woke ideology, high heels, and wigs for the diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. And really, that's true. They got to chop the head of that snake off, and you got to start at the very top. And then you're going to, from what I understand, a lot of ex-military people want to come back, and a lot of ex-Border Patrol people like that want to get back in now under the new leadership and help clean up the mess. But we can't just focus on the gangs from south of the border. They're dangerous, but the devil is the most dangerous, and that party has to be declared a terrorist organization, be disbanded, and nations are doing it now over in Germany, but they're doing it just the opposite. They want to ban the opposition party that's trying to help Germany clean up its mess that it's had over there for 10 years or more. Now, something that's kind of funny in a way, this is also from Zero Hedge. A couple of days ago, we did the video where about Don't Cry, Cryo. Remember that? Where Elon Musk was taking them to Mars after Donald Trump Jr. won in 2028. Anyway, that's becoming a reality in a way. And it's funny, and it shows that demons are not, I said they're not stupid, they're evil, but some of them are pretty ignorant. And just like Senator Kennedy, Joe Kennedy said from Louisiana when he was talking about Pelosi, he said it must really suck to be that dumb. Anyway, cruise ships now offer Democrats multi-year escape from reality package after Trump victory. 1 year escape from reality, you can get a 2-year escape. You can get, this is down at the bottom, I'll read to the top, but look at this, 3-year everywhere but home, 4-year skip forward cruises. 424 ports across 140 countries allow voters to escape the chaotic American politics. That's called rats on a sinking ship and afraid to face reality, and mainly it's to get out of Dodge before you get your butt locked up. Florida-based cruise lines Villa V Residences unveiled a new 4-year cruise package called Skip Forward, offered to anyone suffering from TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome. They're taking advantage of that syndrome with making money off of it. And maybe you know what they should do to make it exciting for these people is to sail back and forth from Florida to Africa. And through the Caribbean, all through hurricane season. That would add a lot of excitement to, you wouldn't just be sitting around bored, getting sunburnt. And they're saying that the Google searches for move to Canada surged immediately after Trump won. Far left liberals melted down across social media. I don't think Canada wants those. They'd rather have the Venezuelan gangs, because we're dealing with, in the civilian populace, the people with the Trump derangement syndrome. That is derangement. When you can lie to yourself about the condition of this country and your own pocketbook and keep pushing for something that evil. I talk about the Kenites being just about as populous on this planet as the children of God. But they were put in places of power. And then what has happened now is in the Albert Pike letter, we shall unleash the nihilist. You see the border, you see that. But the nihilists came before the border was broken wide open. And they came disguised as donkeys in red, white, and blue. But again, the donkeys need to be declared a terrorist organization, not the animals. They're way smarter than the group I'm talking about. But that organization needs to go. It has done enough damage. It should never be allowed to rear its ugly head anywhere on the planet. That's going to happen when our Father gets here, but it's time for the people that we've put in place to do their job. Heads up, be safe.